process the pain, find positive distractions, fill your own cup, get closure, and get back out there. How to forget someone you love and truly move on. In this video, that's what I'm going to be talking about. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Let's dive straight in. How do you process the pain of a recent breakup when it's all there, you're feeling it intensely, all you want to do is get away from it, and especially if the breakup happens suddenly, the last thing you want to do is process, and all you want is for the pain to go away. If you truly want to forget someone you love and move on, the best thing you can do is stop and feel. Feelings are like a storm. They come, they hit us hard, but if we sit through them, eventually they pass. I was just sitting with a client yesterday, and she's been experiencing a lot of grief from a loss in her life. And we just sat there for 20 minutes as part of a small group, and I just sat there, we held up the walls, we held space for her while she just felt her feelings. It's such a simple thing, and yet none of us do it. Very few of us do it in that post-breakup phase, which is exactly when we need to do it the most. The feelings in this phase are big. They're bloody awful to feel. They do not feel pleasant in any sense of the word, but they're not going to kill us. They are safe. And despite what your brain says, you will get through these feelings. Our emotional needs, remember, are like buckets. And the more of that bucket that gets tipped out, the more painful it is for our system, the more painful emotions we get. So if there's someone that we perceive loves us or that we feel we're in love with, and our love bucket is full, and then that bucket gets tipped out, that is going to be one of the worst pains a human being can experience. So you've got to treat yourself like you're going through one of the worst pains a human being can experience. You can't run from that pain. You can't hide it. You just have to bear through it and be with it. If you had a broken arm or a broken leg, you would lower your expectations for yourself. So do that here. Understand that it may take a lot longer than you would like. It might have been 2 weeks for your friend, and yet it's 2 months for you. And it's not even relative to the length of the relationship. Your breakup might have been after only 3 weeks or 3 months seeing the guy, and yet it's the most painful breakup you've ever been through. Length of the relationship does not correlate to the amount of pain involved. Sometimes the long ones fizzle out, and they're the easiest to get away from. So lower your expectations for yourself during this phase. It's really important. If you're physically injured, you would do that. Make sure when you're emotionally injured, you do that as well. Give yourself mini goals, time frames to get to so that you can feel those emotions. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous. Get to the end of the day. Worry about tomorrow. It's the same here. Get to the end of today. Worry about tomorrow. You'll have more resources. You'll have more energy tomorrow. You'll have a different situation when you wake up tomorrow. So just focus on today. Once it starts to get a little better, you can focus on making it to the end of the week and the end of the month. This, by the way, is why so many coaches say 30 days of no contact. It's not because it's literally 30 days. Sometimes it is, but often it's because it's a short-term goal that gets you to the 60 days, that gets you to the 90 days, that gets you to the 180 days, that gets you over a person. You can see how these little mini goals along the way just give you something to focus on, and they give you little wins in the process. So if you're really just broken up with right now, or perhaps you're further along in the process, wherever you are, set those little mini goals of I'm going to get to here and feel my feelings on the way as I do. And again, I know I've said this, just make sure not to judge how long it takes you. There's no point feeling bad about feeling bad. You already feel bad, so don't you feel bad enough? Why would you feel bad about feeling bad for whatever length of time you've been feeling bad? Just give it up. You feel bad, and that's okay. It's normal. It's part of the human condition. Sit with it. The sooner you go through it, the sooner it's going to pass. Number 2 is find positive distractions. So when you're in the midst of this, start doing little things to distract you, but make them positive things. Let's stay away from the drugs, the parties, the distractions, the one-night stands, any of that. Let's find positive distractions. Find little things that light you up. Go for a walk outside, smell some fresh air, pat a cat, go surfing, find some little things, eat some ice cream. This is that phase, especially that early phase where it's not going to make you feel better long term, but starting to have little positive moments, little positive distractions will help your brain start to recalibrate to, okay, this is where we're at now. We're going to be okay here. While our needs did go down, we're not going to die. We will be fine. Those little positive distractions give you breaks from the big feeling, and they help take your mind off the feeling and the stories that come with the breakup for various short periods of time. Think of these as relief from the feelings. Just do it in a way that's healthy and one that you would recommend a friend do for herself. Number 3 is fill your own cup. So fill your own cup. This is where you want to start to take some of those positive distractions, as well as things that you may not have been doing as much in the relationship, things you always wanted to do in the relationship, things you thought you should do in the relationship but never got around to, or things you maybe even gave up because of the relationship. Time to get those back. That hobby you wanted to do, go do it. Get back into surfing, you know, start that chess hobby. Go out and join yoga again. Reconnect with your brother, your sister, your mum, your dad, you know, get back involved with your family more often. Call your aunt up and see how she is. Connect with friends, old and new. Start to really fill your own cup, because that love bucket that went down and the safety bucket that went down, the emotional safety bucket that went down when your relationship tipped it out, you can start to fill it from other sources. And this is part of being an adult, is we realize we have more than one love figure that can fill our buckets if we really need it. You can even go to therapy. You can do a bunch of good things for yourself, get back to exercising. All of these things start to make you feel valid, validated, safe, even loved and connected. Maybe not loved, but you've got some connection coming back into your life. And with every drop that gets added to that bucket, things get a little bit less painful. Your brain starts to connect new ways to get the bucket filled. There's new sources of filling the bucket other than your ex. And eventually that's when it starts to heal and permanently feel better. The fourth is get closure. So this step isn't always necessary, but I find it helps a lot of clients. There's a couple of ways you can do this. You can do it with a letter, which is write a letter to your ex, just saying everything, saying goodbye, everything that you needed to get heard. A letter is really, really helpful to do this. Or place a chair. Literally put a chair in front of you, put it out there, speak to the chair. I do this with clients, and it's incredibly cathartic and sometimes even vindicating to just get what they need to say off their chest. If they need to be angry, sad, hurt, express frustration, express confusion, whatever way you choose, whether you choose the chair, the letter, or a different means, what this really does is it gets it off your chest. It literally takes weight off your chest, because your chest no longer needs to hold this stuff in. Blah, it's out there. So you feel lighter. It's out there in the universe. It's so cathartic to do this as an exercise. So do yourself a little favor, do a closure exercise. You may feel, after all the positive, filling your own cup, positive distractions, you may not need it. I still think it's worth doing, just to once and for all put it out there, say goodbye, and let the person go. And finally, get back out there. Start dating again. I talk to a lot of clients who think, well, if I'm not 100% over someone, I can't really get back out there. And it's just not true. Our brain is a problem-solving machine, and the problem it's trying to solve is how to get our buckets filled. That's pretty much it. It's looking for creative solutions all the time. How do I receive more love, more validation, more freedom, more autonomy, more power, more money, whatever it is? It's constantly solving that problem. So your brain, which is always going to want a degree of love from a human male, assuming you're straight, of course, it's always going to be thinking, okay, where could I get that? Where could I get that? You can push it down for a while, and that's fine. But at some point, it's always going to be there a little bit. So when you get back out there and dating and you start meeting new people, that's when it's finally going to click that, okay, I can feel attraction for someone else. Now, sometimes our brain tricks us, and when we get back out there to dating, says, no, he was amazing, these people all suck. Of course, it's not a fair comparison because you spent so much time with him. But our brain goes back out there and says, well, actually, this just shows how amazing that previous person was. This is why you don't want to get back out there too soon. You want to give it enough time that you're 70, 80% past the person, but don't expect to be 100% past. You're going to have to date again. You're going to have to fall in love with someone new. You're going to have to develop feelings for someone new before you truly forget that person and move on. And a quick note on this, I know the video is titled How to Forget Someone, but I think there's a lot of growth in remembering someone. And I know we're not literally forgetting the person, but to even say, yes, I'm going to forget someone permanently, I've never liked that mindset, because I think it doesn't hold the gratitude for the lessons that that person gave us. And there is always lessons there, no matter how painful something is. If you've lost someone, if they've let you go, if they've cheated on you, whatever they've done that the relationship has ended, there are little nuggets of learning in there. And I think if we truly forget someone, if we delete them, we won't be able to take those nuggets and see how we contributed to the situation. And instead, we're at a high risk of repeating the situation. So keep in mind, it's not truly about forgetting someone. It's about remembering the lessons and moving on from them. That's the real goal. I hope this helps you get over your breakup. And if you want more, I've got a whole course. It's currently free in the Queen's Club. I filmed it when I was going through a breakup a couple of years back. The entire thing, currently free in the Queen's Club. I might even put a little image of what it looks like on the screen right now. So I'll drop the link to that in the description below. And if you want to work with me, you can also book a one-on-one call via the link in the description as well. So thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a comment with your thoughts. I'd love to hear. Hit the bell with the little subscribe button, I should say, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.